Yeah, good morning, all. Welcome to IoT Users Club. Uh, so, uh, so this is a new initiative. So this is a new initiative which COVID-19 has taught us. Already we are happy to conduct meetups in person because IoT needs hardware and we need to share the hardware, touch the hardware, feel the hardware. But this is one of the outcome of the COVID-19. So we are going live on YouTube, and further events we will be doing on YouTube, and we will be sharing the demo videos on YouTube. So please monitor the IoT Users Club YouTube channel. And today's session is about IoT and machine learning. So how IoT can use machine learning to predict the things or to do something extra or to make anything smart. So we have our speaker Rajshekhar. So Rajshekhar is my good friend. So he is a mechanical engineer with 3 years of experience and also is pursuing his MSc in big data and business analytics from German University. Actually, he has to travel to Germany to pursue his second year, but due to COVID-19, the travel has been stopped. And also, he is the product head of Robocola, so which is a EdTech startup, so which are into educational startup and helping the students to learn more about the robotics. And he loves to participate in hackathons and conduct hackathons. And now I will share the host to Rajshekhar to continue the uh, and share the knowledge of IoT and machine learning for us. Yeah, Rajshekhar, please.
Thank you, Satish. So, actually, hi everyone. Happy to see you again. So, I could see that 25 people are attending meetup right now. And let me introduce myself. Most of them know my name, I think so. Few of them are my students over here. So, good morning, one and all. This is Rajshekhar, as Satish introduced. So, today I'll just directly get into a topic rather than giving much intro about me. So, coming to the topic of today, or the first meetup series of today, machine learning and Internet of Things applications. So actually, if you see the two words, machine learning and Internet of Things, which are presently booming in the industry, and everybody is trying to make them connected so that they could get good amount of revenue or good number of insights in order to make their businesses better. So coming to the agenda of today's meetup, I'm going to discuss about the following things, which I've mentioned it on the right of my screen. So firstly, we'll talk about what is that Internet of Things exactly mean. Then next, we'll go with what is machine learning. And the third section, we'll be dealing with where can this Internet of Things and machine learning can be integrated. So there we're going to deal with almost all the use cases which are available that are using the principles of machine learning and Internet of Things. So firstly, I'll be talking about machine learning in Internet of MT. MT stands for medical things and smart manufacturing. This is the first level where the Internet of Things actually integrated with machine learning. And next, coming to smart cities. And this is not like smart city where we're gonna make people smart, but we're gonna make the city smart by giving the better user experiences. And smart mobility. So coming to smart mobility, how to make our traffic management very quicker, as well as how to make our goods to be transferred from one place to other place with safety and utmost transparency to the customer. And coming to smart farming, an interesting field where the research is growing much, and fitness and sports. So not to be so classy or take the routine topics where the implementation is done, I have taken one sector where we can also jump into a bit of entertainment side and edutainment side. And next, coming to climate monitoring. So here the focus will be on sustainable development goals and even the energy sector. So in this all following categories which I have presented to you, we'll be talking about how machine learning is helping Internet of Things in order to get better insights and make the users get better experiences.
Yeah, we
Okay.
lost you, Rajshekhar. Your
Yeah.
voice. Yeah,
Oh, voice is lost?
yeah, voice lost. Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm also checking your comments. You can ask any questions in the comments. So I'm ready to answer meanwhile when I'm attempting to deliver certain things to you. So always open for queries. Even Satish is like good at answering queries in IoT. He's like guru to us. So you can ask any queries if you have it on comments. So let me proceed now. So coming to what does this Internet of Things exactly mean? So the definition is very simple. Actually, there are many definitions available for Internet of Things, which includes words like embedded systems, cloud, internet, and these are the root words which you find whenever you find definitions of Internet of Things. But I made it very short and brief for you in order to understand it in simple terms. So, what does this Internet of Things literally mean? So, it's nothing but getting your physical devices connected to internet and make them smarter in order to give you a better user experience. So, let me take an example with this. Suppose I think you all heard about something called as fit bands. So if you take the fit band consists of lots of sensors. Like one such sensor which I would like to talk about is the pulse rate. So actually fit band is always continuously monitoring your pulse rate, and there how it is doing is that with a sensor it is able to catch up your pulse and give you the immediate results. And at the same time what is happening is that whenever your pulse rate is being shown to you or captured by you in your device, at the same time the same pulse rate is also captured at other place, that is in cloud. So I'll discuss about cloud in the next slide, but remember this word. It is the data is stored in the cloud. And why do you think the pulse rate of yours is important to someone and why they are storing the data there? So let's say the company which sells you the Fitband is continuously monitoring you with the help of that Fitband data, like where you're going, how much time you're running, and how much calories of energy you're burning, and what is your pulse rate. Everything, every health condition of you is monitoring by that Fitband, and every data that is captured by that Fitband is stored in the cloud of the company which is selling you the Fitband. So next level, what happens is that the data which people are collecting, okay, the data which people are collecting, they're going to use it in order to provide you the better user experience. Already with the help of sensor you're getting a better user experience by knowing your health time to time. At the same time, in order to make your user experience to a next level, people are also trying to capture your data and apply some machine learning techniques on it, and then give you certain suggestions in order to make you fit and grow their business even at the same time. So you might ask me like how they are growing their business while giving suggestions to you. Let me tell you an example. Suppose a person is monitoring your health. Let's say a person is monitoring your pulse rate and everything. If he gets to know that you're suffering with some kind of thing, or let's say he's able to predict that you have some kind of obesity by the data available to him, then what he does, he simply texts you. He simply sends a message to you that, uh, guys, here we have a fitness center which can make you much fitter. Go and join it. You'll get a message with a 10% or 20% discount. So there he is making a business out of it by capturing your data from the sensors which he is selling to you in the form of fit bands. So this is a simple definition for Internet of Things and an example which I have tried to give you. So how does this Internet of Things is very capable of capturing things from your side? Coming to the examples, built-in sensor. So every device you consider in your life has a built-in sensor in it. Suppose you take mobile phone. Mobile phone itself has 14 sensors in it. And one such sensor I'll talk about is GPS. So the GPS sensor, what it does is the every movement traveled by you is tracked by Google with the help of its maps. And what they're going to do, suppose let's say you're going to stop at a restaurant. Okay, let's say you're traveling from one place to other place, and let's say you stop at a restaurant. Google is predicting that you are eating in that particular restaurant, and after a few days, if you're not going to visit that restaurant, what it's going to do is that it is going to suggest you that we are missing you, like we'll give you 10% discount, come to our restaurant. So guys, you see, uh, everywhere sensors are present in and around us. They're tracking you at every second in the form of your mobile phone. Mobile phone has a lot of sensors where every data of you is being tracked. So GPS, when it is tracked, and this is advantage the Google is generating out of that. So don't think that Google Maps are free of cost for you. They are absolutely free of cost for you, but they are making a business benefit out of it by tracking you and helping the restaurants or the places you visit to retain you again. So this is one such thing I wanted to speak about built-in sensors. And coming to smart thermostats. So this is one such application in smart offices, as well as we can also take the application in cars, automobiles. So let me talk about the smart offices. So actually, the thing is that every office wanted to obviously save their electricity bills and make their bills optimum. So every time, let's say morning I went to office and turned on my AC and kept it at 16 degrees Celsius. Okay, turned on my AC and kept my office temperature or cabin temperature at 16 degrees Celsius. Let's say uh, the outside temperature at one particular time reaches that 16 degrees Celsius, and there is no need of keeping AC at 16 degrees Celsius when outside temperature is also 16 degrees Celsius. So at that time, what happens is that the smart thermostats has a capability to detect that temperature difference and make that AC run at the optimum temperatures. So thereby you're saving the power. So this is one example of IoT, how it does. And next, coming to home appliances that are networked for remote monitoring. Okay, this is like craziest thing which is going in the industry of IoT right now. Everybody is trying to make their homes smarter and smarter. So how is this possible with IoT? So IoT comes up with not only the sensor kind of dealings where we are collecting the data, but also for IoT devices, we can connect something as called as actuators or else end effectors. Okay, I'll take an example. Suppose let's say I actually do prototyping on a IoT device called as Node MCU. So that Node MCU, what I'll do is that I'll try to connect it to my power system completely, and then that Node MCU, I'll integrate it with my mobile phone. So whenever it is integrated with my mobile phone, I can operate every appliance present in the home with the help of my mobile device. So that uses certain protocols, and how that things work, we'll deal in the future sessions. But for now, understanding like home automation is something which is booming in the field of IoT, and everybody want to make their homes smarter and smarter. So this is all about IoT, which I wanted to present as in simple terms. But how does this Internet of Things work in tech presence or tech stack for it is something we're going to discuss in the next slide. Hope my voice is clear, and if you have any queries, you can just post it on the comments, and we are always ready to help you guys. Okay, so actually there is a small diagram which I have presented in order to show you what exactly is the tech stack for IoT. So I told you like there are interactions being done with the help of a small physical device, and that is interacting over whole internet. So how does it happen actually? So let us check this. So I'll divide it into like let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Okay. So whenever this is divided into 5 layers, let us discuss about these 5 layers independently by taking an example. Okay. Now, so the first thing which we are talking about is IoT comes with a fleet of devices. So actually, there are many IoT devices available in the market right now. Like even people are using many IoT devices in their hands. Even your mobile phone is a IoT device which has got a lot of sensors with it. And I'll tell you one statistics with respect to IoT right now. Actually, whenever I'm into learning IoT. I got to know that by 2025, it is expected that there would be 21 billion IoT devices in the world, and our world population is 7 billion. So let's say 3 IoT devices for each person. So you can assume that. But today, due to COVID, I'll tell you like how that range is going to be achieved in only by 2023 or 2022, because today the medical field is such cravey towards medical appliances and wearables that uses IoT and monitor patients remotely and without contact. The COVID has given us that hope to make certain devices contactless and make IoT much further to grow its devices. So when I talk about Internet of Medical Things, I'll discuss those things in detail. So for now, let us understand that fleet of devices is nothing but an IoT device that is embedded with a sensor, or that can be embedded with an actuator. So I'll tell you the difference between sensor and actuator. Sensor is nothing but something that gives input to the embedded device, whereas actuator is something but which takes the output from the embedded device. So hope this is clear with respect to fleet of these devices. And now these devices are connected through internet. So you can use Wi-Fi or you can use cellular connectivity. And after that, there is a gateway. Okay, there is certain protocol or gateway in order to push your data onto cloud. Okay, so what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but a virtual data center. So what does this data center mean? Again, it's a doubt again for a few people, I hope so. So data center is a place where your servers and storage system is kept with respect to every application. Okay, so cloud is a virtual environment which is provided to you. That means he is providing you the resources uh, where you can store your data, and that cloud is always available to you 24/7. Your system might shut down once or twice in a day, or you might keep it away, but cloud is something where he's providing you a virtual resources, and that resources will have backend infrastructure in the form of physical resources only, and that will be on for every 24/7. And whenever you hear cloud in the IT sector or computing sector, don't think that it's cloud something that uses RAM, rather something that uses memory to store our data. And so there is a funny gif which I've collected from the internet. So there is no cloud, it's just someone else's computer. So there are many cloud services in the world. Actually, if you talk about the top-notch companies in cloud industries, they are AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. So coming to AWS, it holds a share of 43% of the world cloud resources, and Google and Microsoft holds a share of 18% each in the market of cloud. So they just provide you the virtual resources in order to store your data and to build applications. And there are many types of clouds available. Later we'll see about it in the further sessions in next series of IoT meetups. And so when the information is stored in your cloud, okay, when the information is stored in your cloud, so what are the things you can do with that information is something we'll do at the end level. So one thing we can do is that with the help of data, I can generate some awesome exploratory data analysis, which will be helpful for me in order to understand like how the device is able to monitor particular condition and help me know what is the condition of that particular person using that device, or what is the condition of that particular machine where this particular IoT device is kept. So from that analysis I can understand. And second thing, I can use apps and third-party services. Okay, I can use apps and third-party services in order to trigger certain actions. Suppose let's say whenever you're going with home automation, what happens is that you can go with let's say an IoT device called as Google Home. So today Google Home is one such IoT device which is trending, and Google Home needs to be connected to your power supply in your home. So whenever you connect that power supply to your home with the help of that Google Home, the Google Home will give you access onto your mobile in order to operate that power supply completely. So whenever you click a button over here, first through an internet, the notification will be sent to Google Home. Then Google Home will activate particular trigger, activate particular action to be performed in order to on the light or turn off the light, those kind of things. And we have demos for it even actually. We'll come up with that in upcoming sessions, and we'll also deal with how to make simulations on internet without having hardware kits even. And then comes, we can do awesome automations on mobile phones. And with a click of message, I can also turn on my, with a click of message, I can turn on my fan, I can turn on my AC. So a lot of things can be done from mobile phone by using the sensors in it and by interacting with the sensors that are present on the embedded devices used in Internet of Things. So this is all about Internet of Things, which I wanted to present, and this is a tech stack where it consists of the five layers which have been presented to you. So coming to next thing, actually, as it is the first series of this meetup where we're going to integrate Internet of Things into machine learning, it will be majorly of a session where you'll be getting a lot of insights into where we can find those applications. And when you get to know where we can find these applications, you obviously can explore more and innovate in that particular sector. So coming to machine learning. So coming to machine learning, so there is a simple definition. It's science of getting your computers to act without being explicitly programmed. And hope that you have some little bit prerequisite knowledge on machine learning, where we try to give data to the computer and ask it to learn from it, and then we ask it to predict what is going to happen in the future. Okay, with the help of the experience it got from the past data it is getting from. So whenever we deal with examples, I'll tell you in detail like how does this work exactly. And coming to other definition, actually it is nothing but study of computer algorithms that improve automatically through experience. So first of all, let us understand what exactly uh, this machine learning is going to do with respect to the general data available with you. So actually from the IoT devices also, the lots and lots of data is being getting into your cloud, and lots of data is being collected from your side even. So there should be something that needs to analyze the data and work with the data. So for that, we use a field called as machine learning. So coming to machine learning, as I told you, where computers need to be act without being explicitly programmed. That means, let's say, I have data available with me, and with the data of many people, I have learned. Like, let me take the example of Fitband only. If you take the example of Fitband, I have data of 100 people, and based on that Fitband data, I'm able to tell that particular person has this particular sort of issues. And let's say when the new data is entered, what happens? The machine has already learned, okay, if these are kind of the data which I'm getting, then this is a condition the person is suffering from. This is the issue the person has. So like that, the machine learning is trying to deal with the data from the IoT devices and give you the predictions. And as technical definition, it is given that machine learning is nothing but study of computer algorithms that improve automatically through experience. So that is what we have dealt in the first definition also. And coming to examples, so the first example is medical diagnosis. So purely if you consider machine learning, it is being used in medical diagnosis, like in very heavy extents. Let me take an example. So I have been to a conference called as Your Story, and I hope those were the days in mid February. So there I was able to see the senior manager from Alibaba, and he was talking about his Alibaba's cloud project, AI project, where at that particular time, with the help of the data available from the patient, they were able to predict whether the person is going to whether the person is suffering from COVID or not. And they developed a machine learning algorithm which gave them the accuracy at that time only at the rate of 96%. So how they have done it? So till then they have got the data from all the patients, and what they have done is that they have built a model around it by using a machine learning algorithm. And whenever the new data is entered into that, they were able to predict whether the person is going to get that particular thing or not. So, and the accuracy of that model is 96%. You can assume that, like, machine learning has such a good algorithms which can predict up to 90% plus accuracies and predict the things. And coming to like medical diagnosis, this is one example which I wanted to give you. And image processing. And where is this image processing being useful? You name a sector, the image processing is obviously present in it. Suppose let me take an example of medical diagnosis only. So even in medical diagnosis, image processing is very helpful for us. And because how, I'll tell you. Actually, let's say a country is facing a problem of COVID-19 kits being very less. Okay, testing kits being very less. So there must be some other method in order to detect this COVID, right? So generally what people are doing is that there is a easy method of getting chest x-rays. So when the chest x-rays have been given to you, and with the help of the photos and the images, people are able to predict whether the person is suffering from COVID or not, whether he is being recovered or not. And for that, they have trained almost data of thousands of people's x-rays previously. And then the new x-rays, whenever they are given as an image, it is able to process and generate the results, whether the person is going to get that. I mean, whether the person is still suffering from COVID or he is recovered from that particular segment. So you see, like image processing is one such application where IoT and machine learning is combined together. Like here, you might ask me, like, where is this IoT coming into picture? Your camera is a sensor, guys. The camera present in your phone is a sensor that is able to take the image. That means the data is being collected by the sensor, and your processor is an embedded device here, which is processing that particular image, and the processor is also running the machine learning algorithm. So whenever the algorithm is run, it is able to predict the result which you are asking it to predict. So this is one such thing where image processing is being used along with IoT. And coming to next segment, that is predictive analytics. So where is this predictive analytics most probably used, or which has major number of applications, is if you go to any machinery industry or any manufacturing industry, or let's say any transportation industry, this predictive analytics is playing a major role. How it is playing a major role? Let's say today, if you go to countries like Germany or any other European country, people are adopted to a manufacturing called as smart manufacturing, which we're going to discuss in detail in later sections. But for now, remember it as smart manufacturing, where robots are going to do the complete manufacturing process. Okay, so when these robots are doing the complete manufacturing process, we need to predict when that particular machinery or when that particular robot is going to get failed, so that we can make our production continuous without any hassles. So in order to make that possible, what people are doing is that they are embedding the machinery, as well as they are also embedding the robots with the sensors, and every sensor is generating per second some amount of data. That data is being collected by the cloud of the company, and every time they try to do a real-time analysis. And trust me, guys, till today there is no such service which could do analysis in real time. Everybody could achieve it to a near real-time thing. So analysis is being done in near real time, and based on this analytics or analysis which is being made based on the sensors data which is collected on the cloud, we can make a prediction that when that particular machine is going to fail, and take necessary steps in order to make our production continuous and not stop it. And even in the construction industry, let's say, and mining industry, even if you go in the mining industry, you need to dig much deeper with your machinery. Let's say after getting 80 kilometers underneath and under the cave, let's say your machine got failed, and if you're not able to predict outside when the machine is entering inside that cave, then again you need to spend double the amount what you are spending on mining in order to recover that particular machine. So what people are doing in that particular industry is that every truck or every mining machine is getting equipped with the sensors, and they are able to predict when that particular machine is going to fail or lifetime of that particular machine, and then take the steps further. And coming to other application, the weather forecasting. So in order to capture the weather conditions in and around your surroundings, you need to have a lot of sensors: temperature sensor, humidity sensor, and precipitation sensor. There are a lot of sensors available, and air quality sensor. So based on that sensors data being collected, we are able to forecast how the weather is going to affect tomorrow, or how the weather is going to affect the next upcoming 7 days or 8 days, let's say. So the weather forecasting is one such thing, which is a beautiful application of machine learning, which save a lot of people from disasters even today. And machine learning is something which was able to predict the cyclones in advance, and able to shift the people and save their lives even. So machine learning as a tech is one such beautiful thing, where it is applied in every field, and in that field, in every way it is useful in order to generate revenues, in order to save the people's life, in order to make the people's work easier and give users a better experience. So coming to the tech stack for ML. So what do you do in tech stack? I mean, what do you do in ML generally? So one thing is that in order to perform any machine learning, you need to have data in your hand. So let's say in IoT, the data is like very huge, very huge. Like every device generates per second huge amounts of data, and that data needs to be collected over time. And after collecting, you need to build a machine learning model around it. So for that building model, you need to choose the right algorithm. You need to do more amount of training on it, and also you need to perform a lot of experiments in order to get that particular accuracy. Because we talk a lot about biases in machine learning available right now, and they are able to build the models, but how those model works internally, the people were not able to explain it in a better way. So in order to get into that particular sector, the heavy or huge research is going in the field of explainable AI and interpretable ML. So these are the fields which are trying to give you like model explanation and make that process transparent in order to know whether the bias is happening in that particular process or not. And then once you choose your algorithm or model or experiments, then you need to choose a coding platform where you need to code and just implement in order to generate insights or results out of it. So this is how ML works in real world, and we have also seen how IoT is being working in the real world as a theory part. So I'll just give you like 1 or 2 minutes in order to relax, and if you have any queries, go on with the comments. So we are ready to answer for that. Then I'll be jumping on to the use cases where we can integrate IoT and ML as a combined integration unit.
Yeah, this is a very nice introduction, Rajesh. It's really you are making people comfortable in machine learning. So, and we will be exploring more. We will be looking for the more use cases.
Uh,
Real,
Definitely.
yeah. And one more
Yes.
thing, so IoT, as you said, because of COVID-19, so whatever the target for machine learning devices, IoT devices, which is 2025, that has come down to 2023. You will see a
Yeah.
lot of IoT devices which are coming now to improve social distance, either to address the security or either to implement or for cleanliness. Drones are coming. So we can cover one more topic on IoT and COVID-19. So where we can see how IoT is helping COVID-19. Yeah, very good.
Sure.
Sekhar, go ahead.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you. So, guys, let us proceed with the true agenda of today's, like where we are going to use machine learning in IoT applications. So here you can see like lots of pictures. That means it indicates that wherever the IoT is present and machine learning is compulsorily being applied, and you name an industry or you name a sector, there obviously there is an IoT device present, and we need a machine learning application in order to make use of that IoT data which is being inputted through that devices. So coming to the first picture, if you see on my screen, there seems to be a beautiful city. So that is for something which we want to talk regarding the smart cities, where devices are there at every segment of your work, and those devices are interacting with many other devices which are present with the people and giving you the better city experience and making your life much better in the world of smart cities. So we want to discuss about a city which has set a benchmark in the world of smart cities, that is Barcelona. I'll show you a video when we talk about the smart cities in detail. And coming to next picture, if you see under it, so you can see the person is trying to get certain insights, and you can see some geolocation is present, and that talks about smart mobility. So how we can travel from one place to other place with our smartness in passing the traffic, let's say, in overcoming the traffic, or in order to find the shortest routes, or in order to save our fuels and contribute to environment. So those all things will be covered under the smart mobility and how IoT and machine learning is enabling it. And beside it, you can see, okay, the wind energy is present over there. So that is renewable energy sources, and even in the renewable energy sector, we could find the Internet of Things and machine learning playing a major roles. Wow! Beside it, one of my favorites and which I'm into majorly dealing in my masters, that is Industry 4.0 or smart manufacturing, where industrial Internet of Things, robotics and automation is playing a major role, and that is using Internet of Things and machine learning to a very larger extent in order to make manufacturing with ease, and world class manufacturing is done with that particular techniques which are available in Industry 4.0. And coming to next thing about fitness and sports industry, so how it is going to help fitness and sports industry, we'll see, and how people are using that IoT technology and machine learning in order to get maximum revenues in the fitness and sports industries. Even if you see today, many companies like CureFit, EatFit, this uses the technology of machine learning and IoT in order to make you retain towards themselves or acquire you guys. And next, coming to healthcare, So this is something which is booming right now in the field of IoT and machine learning because of COVID. Even though the COVID was unexpected, people are ready with their things in order to deal with COVID by using technology. And how does it help? We're gonna deal with it in the next slide. Our first topic is going to be Internet of Medical Things and how machine learning and IoT is integrated in that particular sector. And from the IoT Users Club and RoboCalam, we have also developed a project which I'm going to show you demo. And next, coming to how IoT and machine learning can be used for attaining the Sustainable Development Goals of UN by developing applications that uses machine learning and IoT in order to keep a check for climate change as well as generate the renewable energy by using IoT. And by continuously monitoring how we can increase the efficiency is something we're going to talk about. So coming to the first topic, as I said, we'll be dealing with machine learning and Internet of Medical Things. So as I told you, COVID affected us really hard. And we have been hit really hard that there is a need for tech emergence. There is a need for cognitive emergence. So when this both emerge together, we can build a better society is something we realized today when COVID hit us hard. And in medical field, every day, there are a lot of revolutions taking place. And few of them I'm going to talk about. And we can also work on it much more because this is like presently every country and every citizen of world is looking for this sort of medical solutions where one can make himself fit, okay, against any device, any diseases, and growing our cognitive intelligence even in order to predict the pandemics or stop the spread of pandemics is something we're going to speak about with this Internet of Medical Things and machine learning in a combined mode. So actually, what does this Internet of Medical Things mean? So Internet of Medical Things mean that it consists of all the medical devices and patient monitoring tools, wearables, and other sensors that can send signals to other devices via internet. Guys, let me take you an example for this today. So let's say a person is suffering from COVID, and if you see whenever you go to shops outside or whenever you go to any particular center, obviously what they do, they'll just keep a contactless thermometer on your head and they'll try to check what is your temperature. Instead of that, let's say we have a device. Okay, instead of that, let's say we have a wearable or a device that can monitor our condition as temperature, pulse rate, and any difference in symptoms towards COVID. If that wearable is able to detect through that IoT device that is wearable, we can say that our life becomes much easier. And even the people who are going for unnecessary testings can be avoided. There are a lot of advantages of it whenever this IoT of medical things comes into emergence during this time. And if you have seen the recent news in Mumbai, a person from Bollywood or somewhere, I hope so, he donated like 1,000 wearables to police. And what does that wearable do exactly? It does nothing but it will monitor your condition like pulse rate, your body temperature, okay, and certain other parameters which can be checked with the help of that wearable. And once that is checked, then people can be easily taken for test, and we could make our process of detecting COVID spread very easily with the help of that variables. And the thing is that there are 130 crore people in the India, and we can't provide variables to everyone. Think about that even. So for that, we need to think of something solution called as how to make affordable Internet of Medical Things, so that everybody could get access to it. And one such device which we developed and which we want to make it accessible to every corner of India and every hospital can access it is something which I'm going to present in a project that is in progress. So we'll talk about that. What is the device we have developed using Internet of Things? And one more example I'll give you. Let's say there are many heart patients dying because of improper treatment given to them, or let's say the medical facility is not available to them so soon whenever they are getting cardiac arrest or heart stroke. So at that time, what I can do, let's say when a person is getting heart stroke for the first time, there is a tendency that whenever he gets heart stroke for other 2 times, he's going to die. So even first time also it can be affected, but if I'm able to predict those situations and able to monitor him continuously, I can do something for him. Let's say the person has got first cardiac arrest and I can't keep him in hospital for years and years. Instead of that, what I can do, I can make him go to home. And what I'll do is that from my hospital, I'll just fix a medical device onto his body, which will be like very short, where I'll try to always monitor his heartbeat and try to monitor his health condition remotely. And once I'm able to monitor this health condition remotely, what happens is that the data is being collected with you, and I'll set a threshold. And when the threshold is exceeding or falling below, then I'll ask for immediate action to be taken. At that time, I can render my service very faster to him, and he is getting the benefit of staying at home, and he is also feeling secured at home instead of always sitting in the hospital. So remote monitoring solutions are really, really going to create a huge market for the medical devices in the future. And even today, there are certain devices which are providing this remote monitoring solutions. And one more thing, actually, let us consider the doctors and patient ratio in India, or staff to patient ratio in India. Actually, the suggested uh, staff to patient ratio in world or in general conditions is 1:6. There should be one staff for every 6 patients. And in emergency conditions, there should be one staff for every 2 patients is something which is suggested. But in India, for the patients who want to get affected by diseases, there are one staff available for each of the 18 patients. So even in the hospital, in the countries like India, we need remote monitoring solutions. Okay, we need remote monitoring solutions. So we try to identify one such use case in remote monitoring of patient health condition in the hospitals, as the ratio of the staff is to doctors is very less. So we came up with a use case where we can remotely monitor the health condition of the patient. Although the staff is less, the IoT is going to do that work. And what is that project? I'm going to present to you right now in the form of PPT, which is available with me. So I'll just quickly take you through what is that product we have developed, and it is something which we are waiting for complaints to be from the medical department. So once we get a complaints, we can go with the manufacturing of it and give it as a solution to hospitals which are running right now, where the staff is less, and even governments and people, many people can be get benefited from that. So that is the project which I'm going to present right now. So I'll take you through my PPT. So if you see, we named it as SASTA monitoring system. And what is the use case that we identified is actually whenever we try to, whenever let's say patient is getting saline into his body, or let's say the patient is getting treated with saline into his body, at sometimes what happens is that whenever that particular saline level is getting over, the thing is that the blood is going to reverse flow. And also, whenever the person is in emergency condition, there also need to be a person who monitors his pulse continuously. Let's say the nurse forget the issue, nurse forgot that ward to be attempted, or let's say she is in some other ward being in emergency condition. At that time, what happens? The patient is going to suffer a lot, and even it may lead to coma or death in these situations. So for that, what we have done is that we have developed a small Internet of Things device where we can monitor the patient pulse rate as well as the saline level which is being given to the patient. And once we are able to monitor it and send it to the cloud, so we were able to present the data onto the variable of the nurse. Okay, we were able to present that variable onto the nurse, and also to that nurse mobile or the staff mobile, we are able to send the data continuously. So when we are able to send the data continuously to that particular nurse or that particular staff person, what we were able to do is that we were able to show them what is the temperature of that particular person at that particular moment, and what is the pulse rate of that particular person at that particular moment. And let's say if the pulse rate or some other thing is getting exceeded, if the pulse rate is getting exceeded or falling below the threshold, what we have done is that we set a notification that This patient in this particular ward is running out of saline. He need to be attended soon, or the pulse rate of his is dropping below or dropping above. So the patient needs to be addressed right now. Is something the notification which will be sent on to the person's mobile, the staff mobile. Then the staff is getting alerted soon, and the patient is being attended. And by this, we can create uh, very less havocs in hospitals and avoid deaths or give a better experience to the patients who are coming to the hospital. So tech savvy hospitals are something people are looking for, where everything is very advanced and continuous monitoring is there very remotely, and they can get better treatment is something people are looking for that. So this solution is something which could help every part of the hospitals where people are running out of staff or hospitals are running out of staff. So in that cases, we can go with this particular solution is something we have suggested. And for this, we have got a national award for innovation, and we are just trying to make it manufactured and publish it into the market. And by this, one more advantage, guys. Let's say if I embed the pulse rate monitoring with the temperature monitoring, I need not get I need not go to the COVID patients even and give a contactless service to them by operating things from my mobile. So that is one advantage where IoT is useful in medical sector. That is one of the product which we have developed in collaboration with RoboCalam and IoT Users Club. So this is all about the product which we have developed, and that is a project which is in progress, yet to be into the market right now. So this is all about Internet of Things. And also one more thing I would like to suggest, you can also go with certain projects in IoT of medical things right now. As Satish said previously, people are searching for solutions which could be able to make people follow the social distancing norms very properly. So one such very small concept is available in Internet of Things is that you can have use of proximity sensor on your ID cards, or you can have proximity sensors on your watch or kind of thing. So whenever the people comes near you by the range of 3 feet or something, it automatically gives an alert. There are certain devices being developed right now by researchers and innovators, but the thing is that making it affordable and making it to reach the public of every sector is a bit difficult. So for that, people are doing research in order to make those devices like to reach every corner of the world or every corner of the country. So this is all about machine learning in Internet of Medical Things, which is available, and that's all about the machine learning in Internet of Medical Things. And during this situation, this is like booming topic. That's why I'm presenting it to you at the first level, so that you'll get that good insights, and it will be like good inspiration for you to start off your research in Internet of Medical Things and go forward along with it. So before starting smart manufacturing, a 1 minute break. Like if you have any queries, you can post it on comments, and hope you are enjoying the session.
Yeah, we are enjoying. I am enjoying, Rajesh. So as you're talking about Sahasra, so that is my daughter's name.
Yeah.
So apart from the reading the temperature and checking the saline bottle level pulse, have you implemented any technology in that one in your device? You have any predictive analytics implemented?
So actually, we haven't planned any predictive analytics right now, but what we are planning is that if that saline monitoring is removed from that particular section, and if we are able to generate the variable with only the pulse rate monitoring and the temperature monitoring, we can generate the predictive analytics, like how that person's pulse is being fluctuated in the times. And based on the temperatures, also we can predict whether the person is going to get fever or something in future. So that we haven't done right now, but that's a good insights for us, so that we can start implementing on working on that.
Yeah. And so I suppose, are you seeing my screen?
Uh, no.
No, there is a temperature prediction graph which I am publishing.
Working on. Okay, so I'll just give access to share your screen. You can share it, right? You need to share your screen. Okay, just a minute. I'm giving access to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the temperature prediction graph. Uh, Change the layout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's done.
So this is a temperature prediction graph which we are running in the cloud now using the Bolt IoT. So which it in turn uses a NodeMCU board. So as you see, the data is more required. You have more data, the prediction is more nearer. So as the data points are going on, so currently we have 18 data points, and if you see, the red line is the temperature prediction and the blue line is the current temperature in my room. So we will monitor this graph over the end of the session, and we will see how we can go for the predictive analytics in the industry 4.0 or any IoT automation using ML. So this is something which we will be monitoring. Yeah. Go ahead, Rajesh.
Yeah,
Rashika.
sure. Okay. I'm just impressed with the comments getting on the screen. So a person is telling that it's a nice project. I observed this issue with my daughter in hospital. So even I have observed these sort of issues with many of the people when I visit hospitals. And Nagesh has commented something like proximity sensors with 1 meter distance. Can you name the manufacturer and the specifications of that, please? Further, you can contact Satish.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. Nagesh, you can contact me after this meeting and we can discuss. I think you have a lot of queries, so that will be addressed once we talk with each other. Okay.
yeah, cool, Satish. So let me proceed with the things which we have decided for today.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming to our next sector, smart manufacturing. So before talking about smart manufacturing, I'll just show you a video from Volkswagen Group, where completely they have converted their industry into the status of Industry 4.0. And how does it work? Let us see the video and then understand like what is the technology used in that and how the following industries or the following verticals which I have mentioned are helping the smart manufacturing in a better way. So I'll just play the video. So this is a video taken from Volkswagen Group. So where the complete manufacturing is being done by
the world.
robots and automation.
They're also making the cars manufactured by the Volkswagen Group more efficient, safer, and more customer friendly. The nature of car manufacturing is also changing in a similar way. In fact, the next batch of innovations is so extraordinary that experts are already declaring the dawn of a new industrial era, Industry 4.0. So what does manufacturing look like today? Traditional car production involving hundreds of identical vehicles lined up in a row no longer exists. The options available to customers are now so vast that each car becomes a unique and individual object. Cars are now manufactured to order. Data makes its way from the customer's order to the Volkswagen Group's systems and then to each individual section of production. A car consists of many thousands of individual parts. The press shop processes blanks for the bodywork. In the body shop, the car is baptized. In other words, it's given an RFID tag that can track it via radio frequency. This establishes which car body belongs to which customer order. The paint shop also receives information from the system world. In sequencing storage, the cars are placed in an optimal order for assembly. From here, information is transmitted to suppliers and pre-assembly as to which part is required when and where. In final assembly, the finished car emerges. The Volkswagen Group manufactures its cars using state-of-the-art technology.
So guys, I think you have got an idea of what does this Industry 4.0 mean and which is being implemented by Volkswagen. Let me define it to you in very shorter terms. Like if you see that every process in the Volkswagen which is being generated right now is being done by robots. And where are those robots getting information from? From the systems which are available in that particular production unit, and that systems are getting data from the customers and the suppliers, suppliers who are selling the cars. Let's say today I launched my new car, and it's a very luxurious car. And when you launch this luxurious car, people want some customizations needed in it. And if I'm not able to predict what customizations are needed by the people, then my manufacturing of this luxurious car is useless. So, in order to make my manufacturing smart and get aligned with the people, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to work with data, get the insights from the people, and once I get insights from the people, later I'm going to take it forward in order to bring that better user experience to the person by making my manufacturing to get aligned with the needs of my customer. So, Industry 4.0 generally uses the concept of industrial Internet of Things, where this industrial Internet of Things concept is being used by the machines which are present in the production line. And these machines, what they do is that they have a capability to receive any set of data and work on the customizations needed for every manufactured car. And also, they have an advanced capabilities of sending data from one machine to other machine and work in a cluster. And once they are working in a cluster, let's say they have a capability also to predict when that particular machine cluster is going to fail and production is going to get affected. So these advanced things are possible because of industrial Internet of Things available. So how does this work? Generally, there will be a lot of sensors present on the machines which are working. You can see the robots on my right side of the screen. So when these robots are working, the robots are equipped with a lot of sensors, where each type of sensor will get data from each segment. Like let's say the task to be done on the car will be given by the person who is sitting over there. And when the task is assigned, the task will be performed by this particular robot. And the next task for that second robot will be assigned by this robot. And once this robot has done this particular task, immediately the message from this particular robot will be moving on to that particular robot through the Internet of Things devices equipped by them. And that means here you see they are creating a scenario of human beings talking to each other. They are creating a scenario of robots being talking to each other and manufacturing a car just like what humans are doing. And that is possible because at every second, every movement is being monitored of that particular robots which are functioning in that particular production unit. And that is possible with the help of the Internet of Things. And the predictive maintenance is something which I spoke about always in this manufacturing industries. And the predictive maintenance, how does it work? I told you, whenever the machine is going to fail, it is able to predict, and we can replace that machine immediately or order it priorly, and we can guess when it is going to fail. Let's say if my machine is going to fail in 1 month, I need not wait for that 1 month and order the machine when the machine fails and stop my production for 1 month. Rather, what I'll do is that I'll order it right now, and in 15 days I'll get it. And whenever that machine is going to fail, I'm going to quickly replace it and make my uh, production process continuous. And industrial Internet of Things is something which is helping me in order to get those insights with respect to machines working in that particular production unit. And coming to robotics automation. So actually, before the industrial Internet of Things, robotics and automation was a booming thing, and it required some sort of manual support. But today, when robotics and automation has integrated with industrial Internet of Things, that led to a smart factory or smart manufacturing, where a new revolution has happened in industry, and that is called as Industry 4.0. And if you are interested, you can know like what happened in Industry 1.0, Industry 2.0, and Industry 3.0 even. So I'll just briefly give you in a single lines like what happened in Industry 1.0. In Industry 1.0, generally the machinery started. Like people were able to check that whenever I use a raw material like oil or fuel, I can make my machine work or any object to make my thing make my work easy. So machinery has been started in Industry 1.0, and coming to Industry 2.0, uh, Ford Henry Ford came up with the concept of assembly line. So where he tried to make manufacturing a bit easier. And coming to next level, Industry 3.0, PLCs, programming logical control units came, and where they were able to do a bit of automation. And today, if you see, everything is getting complete automation. So Industry 3.0 worked as a semi-automation kind, and it laid a strong foundation for Industry 4.0. And Industry 3.0 plus, when it is combined with robotics and automation and industrial Internet of Things, it gave a new feature called as Industry 4.0. And today, the companies and the manufacturing units which we see are of smart manufacturing or smart factories. And now let's say this production unit is working completely automatically. And whenever this is working automatically, there need not be any person present over there. And if you want to view that complete production process, it can be viewed at any edge device, or it can be viewed by you sitting at any place. Let's say I'll tell you one work scenario which happens generally. Let's say today I want to manufacture or deliver a car, and if I want to deliver a car, I want my manager to sign it, or I want my manager to give access to it, or supervise the process. I want my supervisor to supervise the process and then give a delivery. Now today, I need not depend on any person being present in physical. Rather, what I would do is that I'll make a copy of this complete environment. I'll make a copy of this particular environment and store it in the cloud. And for that, I use particular technologies called as virtual reality and augmented reality to present this to the person anywhere in the world. Let's say my supervisor, I told you, he is sitting at home and I want his permission to run the process. I did not ask him to come and monitor here or run the process. Simply what I'll do is that I'll create a copy of it, like what process is happening exactly. I'll create a virtual copy of it. That virtual copy can be accessed by anywhere in the world. And by this, the decisions can be made decentralized. The person need not be coming to the center and take the decisions. Rather, I can make the decentralized decisions. And even I can manufacture a BMW car by taking decision from the person who is sitting in BMW head office by showing the virtual copy of what I'm doing right now. So this is advantage of virtual and augmented reality that has truly added a new feature to the smart manufacturing. And coming to big data and predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is something we spoke when we talked about industrial Internet of Things, and how is it helping in order to predict the machinery failure and make our production process continuous. And big data is one such field, because actually these sensors are generating lots of amount of data which might not be possible to access, and which might not be possible for us to access in real time and make a real-time analysis of it. But big data tools are helping us to achieve that near real-time analysis of it and take the decisions very quickly. So this is all about smart manufacturing, and European countries, and Germany is one such country first started with this Industry 4.0 concepts, and hope sooner the India is going to adopt to these principles, and almost all industries in India have been already started to it, adopting towards it. And 5G is something which is going to help us to deal with this industrial Internet of Things very faster, and like it will be easily adoptable for us if we get into the world of 5G. So hope that that happens sooner in India, and we are the one who going to enter that particular field once we get into the manufacturing units. So this is about smart manufacturing, which I would like to speak about, and the Volkswagen Group is one such example, which is implementing end-to-end smart manufacturing with the concept of Industry 4.0. So I'll just try to go with the other concept of smart cities. So coming to the concept of smart cities, this is like truly amazing concept. And I'll show you the example of one such city which is using the Internet of Things and machine learning in order to make the city smarter, and people of that city getting adopted to it and get a better experience in the city. So the city is Barcelona, which is like truly whenever you ask about a smart city, the benchmark for that smart cities is Barcelona. And how does that Barcelona use the Internet of Things in that city is something which I'm going to show you right now. So after that, we'll discuss about each and every topic mentioned over here. Okay. So I'll just show you its video on my screen. So it's in my desktop. Okay, so it's not functioning. Downloads.
Yeah, Rashekar, just to remind you that we are running, we have only
Okay.
15 minutes left. So will you able to cover the things?
Yeah, I'll just try to briefly cover the things. I'll just explain the
Yeah.
smart city concept, and then we'll go up with other things in short.
Yeah.
Barcelona is one of Europe's most fascinating and cosmopolitan cities. The city has been the focus of urban, economic and social regeneration, making it an ideal place in which to live and work. Currently, the growth of Barcelona is marked by quality development, with a clear awareness of the importance of environmental sustainability, economic competitiveness, quality of life and services. Within the context of this growth, there are notable examples of initiatives which have turned Barcelona into a benchmark for the smart city concept in Europe. A smart city is one that integrates new technologies into its management to improve its efficiency and sustainability. Barcelona has implemented a number of notable initiatives in this regard. Projects such as the new grid bus system, leasing city bikes, smart car parks, waste management, and systems that favor sustainable energy use. To foster a productive ecosystem based on new technology, Barcelona has created a smart city campus in District 22 Aroba, which aims to become a landmark center for technology and productivity for smart cities. This is an excellent testing ground that will attract companies, institutions, entrepreneurs, and ICT, all within a context of public-private partnerships. In addition, Barcelona plays host to the Smart City Expo World Congress.
So actually, coming to Barcelona as a smart city. So actually, it has set truly a benchmark for the smart cities that are existing in the Europe. And today, in the present world, like that smart city is something exemplary for the other smart cities which are being developed or under the development right now, even in India. And coming to the smart cities, some of the features that smart cities can have and how this IoT is being helpful is something which I'm going to speak in each aspect. So coming to smart parking. So coming to smart parking, let's say 30% of the traffic congestion in every corner of the world is happening due to this parking issues only. The person is not able to find the parking spots. And let's say if I come up with a technology where I can suggest the person priorly where he can get the parking lot prior, then what I can do, I can avoid my traffic congestion by 30%. So for that, what happens is that I can embed my parking lots with the sensors. And let's say whenever that parking lot is filled, I can update through an app to the customer or the person who is coming to park in that particular region that in this spot, the parking lots are full. You can go for other parking lot. By this, I can avoid the traffic congestion. Or let's say I can also provide a capability to the person to choose his parking lot 5 minutes before he is entering that. Let's say there are empty spaces available in particular shopping mall, and with those empty spaces are embedded with sensors. And if the car is present over there, it will show that the parking lot is full. Let's say if the car is not there over there, the person who is entering the mall can choose that parking lot and lock it, and then he can enter that parking lot and he can make his parking very safely and not causing any traffic. So smart parking is one such thing people can get adopted to in the smart cities by providing him or the customer with the parking availability before he is entering that particular zone, and thereby avoiding the traffic congestion by 30%. And vehicle flocking. So vehicle flocking is nothing but getting vehicles crowded in one particular place or one particular zone. So for this, what I can do is in the smart cities. Actually, smart city is completely equipped with the cameras, and lamps also acts as cameras. And if I'm able to monitor how the vehicle movement is there and where the places my vehicles are getting flogged or crowded, at that spots, what I can do, I can plan for better city or better roads. Like what I'll do is that I'll go with something called as building a flyover over there, building a skyscraper over there, or let's say people walking more over there and more accidents are happening. If I'm able to monitor that, I can build a foot bridge over there. So this helps in making city get better planned and provide better services to the public by observing this vehicle flocking with the help of the camera sensors present in and around the lamps and the traffic junctions of the city. And coming to smart policing. So this is one of the trending topic which is going in Europe. A lot of research is being going with respect to how to make our policing smarter and how to avoid the crime rate. Can we use the sensors like cameras, and can we use sensors like other things where we can be easily predict any terrorist activities going on in the particular moment or any crowded places? Can I use camera plus ML? That means from camera, I'll collect all the videos, and can I analyze the videos using sensors and observe the movements of the person and predict whether the person is going to commit any crime or not. So smart policing is one such technology which is booming right now, and IoT and ML is going to play majorly the greater role, because even in the bomb detection or metal detections used at hotels and things, those are like not so accurate and not able to take the immediate action when the thing is getting reported. So smart policing is one such sector where we can heavily get into research of right now and take our make our cities crime free. And coming to next, self-powered lighting. So saving resources is mandatory for every country, because we need to save certain things for future. So for that, we need to go with self-powered lighting, because based on the brightness of the light, brightness of the light given by the sun, I need to adjust my lighting. So by that, I can save my energy to the country and save the resources. And noise and air quality sensors. This will help us in a lot of things. Suppose if I am able to monitor the air quality of particular city, I can take certain actions in order to stop that air quality getting more ruined. So Delhi is one such example. So every time the air quality is disturbed during winters, and they will monitor by using sensors, and by that they'll be taking immediate actions with respect to that. So you have seen odd even rule came into existence, and the major contributors of air quality disturbance, like the cars and vehicles above 2000 cc diesel engines, need to be banned completely. So those sort of steps can be taken in these smart cities by continuously monitoring them. And waste management is one such sector which we need to concentrate on, because if this sector is managed properly, then everywhere there is hygiene, and there is a lot of scope that the diseases or pandemics, endemics which are spread due to the waste being not properly managed will be stopped. Actually, Corona is not such guide, I hope so. We need to maintain hygiene, but even the waste management in and around our places is also mandatory. And how effectively we're going to manage that waste is also something which we need to look into. I'll talk about one solution which is very, very much seen in present day societies, very much needed. Actually, Indians are asked to separate their wet waste and dry waste. When Indians are asked to separate their wet waste and dry waste, a lot of people are getting confused with respect to what is that wet waste and what is that dry waste. And if I go to a particular rural area or a normal area, I can't ask them to put it in this and put it in that. And based on color also, I can't make them get segregated. So I have seen a interesting solution which people have come up with. So what they have done is that they have embedded a small IoT device, and they have kept camera. And if you show the waste in front of that particular camera, it is able to process the images and judge into which bin it needs to be thrown. So there will be one camera, and if you show that waste and ask it like which bin to be thrown, it will just display on the screen that, okay, this is wet waste, this needs to be thrown in this particular bin. So that solution has been developed for waste management in cities. So that is one such thing. And suppose, let's say that dustbins are filled, and this is a serious example which needs to be addressed even in India. Let's say every day the GHMC is coming and let's say the dustbin is filled only half. And what is happening there? The GFCNC vehicle is simply wasting the petrol over there. Instead of that, what I can do? I can make a smarter decision to come and collect the waste whenever it is filled. So for that, I can equip my dustbins with sensors, and that sensors will be always sending information to your vehicle. And whenever the dustbin is filled only, you will get the message. And by this, what happens is that I can also avoid the condition of overthrowing. When dustbins are full, what people do? Generally, they'll throw it beside it. So even I can avoid that sort of situations. So smart city environment can be completely achieved by using this sensors and making our waste management even smarter. And next thing, you can see a drone is flying on my right side of screen. So that can be used for smart policing, for detecting crimes, as well as detecting crowded places if any activities are going on, and quickly predict it. I think you have seen in news the people who are violating the rules of COVID-19 are being detected by these drones. So there the IoT plays very major segment, because the camera there is acting as a sensor, and there is also a GPS unit present in the drone. So it will send you the location as well as the activity detected by that camera. So this is how IoT is helping in making cities smarter and in smart policing even. So let me jump on to next thing. I won't talk much about this, but I'll tell you in brief like what exactly I want to speak about in this particular thing. So I have done two important projects with respect to smart mobility. That means how to make our mobility smarter. Like as I told you, I should pass through my traffic very quickly. I should save my resources, and I should go in very less time. So in order to make these things possible, I want to use IoT, which is there in and around already. Like cameras can be taken as sensors, and if I get the info of everything happening on the road, then I can give a better suggestion to the person who is traveling on that. So further, we have come up with something called as lane assist system. So actually, what happens is that 15% of the fuel wastage is due to the person not traveling in the right lane. Because if the person is not traveling in the right lane, what happens is that he'll be unnecessarily getting struck in that particular lane, or else whenever he's making turns, he might meet with an accident. Or one more thing, he's wasting his fuel by lowering down the speed, or the economy speed is not being maintained. So in order to avoid that conditions, what we're going to do is that we're going to help that person with a lane assist system. So if you want to see that project, actually I have given a GitHub code on my top. Like go to my github.com/rajathota72-fc. There you can find a repository called as Microsoft Code for Future. Actually, this was a proposal which we made to a hackathon, Microsoft Code for Future, where we tried to use IoT, that is camera sensors, and combine it with the GPS and give a better lane assist to the person. And one more two things. This is with respect to delivery of things, like transparency in shipping and safety in sensitive goods. Suppose, let's say, in a pharmaceutical industry, I want to transfer drugs from one place to other place. That drugs need to be always maintained at one particular temperature, and I need to sensitively ship from one place to other place. So for that, I need to continuously track the shipping box. So in order to track the shipping box, we have an IoT device where we're gonna track GPS as well as the temperature of that particular box, and if there are any jerks happening to that particular box, so that I can continuously monitor that. If anytime, if I suspect that something is going on with my vehicle, I can suggest the driver to go slow, or I can ask the driver to take an immediate action on that box by replacing it at the nearest center or nearest any medical center, putting it in an ice box or something else. So by this, I can make my mobility smarter in delivering the things faster and making my travel very faster. So giving a better transportation facilities is something which we are focusing on in the smart mobility by using IoT and machine learning. And okay, this is a Barcelona, so I'll just skip it. And next, coming to smart farming. So this is also one of the industries which is booming, smart farming. So I'll tell you one example where this smart farming can be useful. You can see a GIF which is getting played on the left side. So today farmers have become very smart that they need not go to farm and turn on the pump in order to irrigate their land. Simply what I'll do is that I'll embed my farmland with my field with moisture sensors, and every time I can track that moisture on my mobile by using this Internet of Things. And when I'm able to monitor that moisture on my screen, what I'll do is that whenever I want to make sure that this particular moisture level needs to be maintained, I'll just turn on that particular pump at that particular time from my mobile even. So today, mobile devices have become very handy to the farmers, and they can remotely operate their field from home. And let's say if any field is being attacked by animals, even there are sensors which can detect the animal movements and inform it to the farmer, and immediately that farmer can take the action very quickly by operating certain things from mobile, or else he can physically go over there and deal with the things. And one more thing, it can also be automated, the process. Whenever the moisture level falls, automatically the pump gets on, and every time the data is stored. And even at the same time, moisture level, along with the moisture level, I can also get the data with respect to weather conditions. By having the data of weather conditions and moisture levels present with me, I can operate my field very smartly. So in smart farming, the decisions can be, I can operate the farming equipment remotely. I can make planting decisions based on the weather forecast. Let's say for next 3 months, if I get a weather forecast, based on that, I can plan my trees. Let's say if that area is suspected that it is going to get flood this year due to heavy rains, then what I'll do? I'll take a decision in order to plant only normal trees, normal plants, which can sustain the floods. Okay, even the floods come, but it can't be possible, but we can take better decisions by getting that info. So, and one more thing, coming to smart farming for the livestock, the people who are maintaining animal farming, for them, what we can do is that we can equip the animals with the sensors in order to observe their health very continuously and respond to that very quickly. Because if one uh, livestock gets disease, it is very dangerous that all others might be affected in that particular thing. So in order to respond to it, we can equip that livestock with the sensors and monitor them continuously. And we can also monitor the movement of them, like where they are moving and what they are eating. That kind of things can be monitored. By that, we can increase the productivity of the things which we are getting from them. Let's say if you take the example of a dairy. So we can monitor the every movement of the things, and we can do. And disease detection and prevention is one such thing possible with the help of sensors fixed on the animal bodies. Then we have fitness and sports. I'll be quickly finishing it. So coming to fitness, I told you the first example itself, your wearable, what your wearable is doing. And coming to sports, your interesting field. Actually, whenever you are practicing, in previous days, your coach used to monitor everything and he used to give you suggestions. But today, there is no need of any coach. Every movement of you in the play is being monitored by the sensors fixed on the bat or ball. And that thing will help you in improving yourself by visualizing the things, by using IoT and machine learning. In the bat, IoT devices can be kept that will monitor your movement, and that will give you the better suggestions. And see here, the ball is also, the ball is also being tracked, like how the ball is coming and how you need to attempt to it. So this will help you in learning sports better, and it has revolutionized the sports industry really great. And climate change monitoring, actually we developed a system. So I told you, like for weather forecasting, we use the data collected by the sensors from the weather station. So weather station will have this sort of equipment. This video, I'll upload it on my channel. You can have a view at it. We developed a simulation where we trying to monitor air quality as well as temperature. And from the data, we were able to predict if this system continues, by how many years the temperature can be reduced or increased. Okay, so by actions, what need to be taken in order to reduce the climate by 2 degrees Celsius. Actually, this is one of the project which we have contributed to United Nations Technology Innovation Labs India, and we stood at third place. And our project is selected for development phase right now under United Nations Technology Innovation Labs. So we hold a profile there, and this is one of the projects which we suggested for climate change monitoring, where we are trying to set up localized weather stations by making the self-help groups of a village to establish their own industry and work on that. So this project video, I'll upload it on the channel. And this is analysis which we have done using machine learning. And if you see, if we have taken certain steps of establishing biogas plants and things, we were able to see the climate change being reduced. Actually, in 2015, this is a climate range increase, and we were trying to reduce that climate range very drastically. And this is some of the graphs which we generated from machine learning, and that gives us the forecasting of when we are going to achieve that particular target. And coming to energy sector, smart cities, smart homes even. So for energy management, we can also go with smart meters. So how does these smart meters work is that they try to monitor like how much appliances you are running, and at what times you are not running those appliances. And at that time, what they'll do is that they will use that energy for other purposes, which can be regenerative. And in order to track the renewable energy sources, also we have IoT devices. Like let's say we are running large wind turbines, and if that wind turbine fails, you are losing power. So in order to avoid that power loss when the wind turbine fails, we have sensors, and these sensors will help you. These sensors will help you in getting the data with respect to actual functioning of it. Then let's say whenever the efficiency is getting reduced, then we can immediately go for it and solve the issue by doing the predictive maintenance. So this is a part of predictive maintenance even in energy sector. By using the sensors on the various energy giving devices, we try to monitor them and repair it whenever it's needed, and we try to maintain the efficiency equal at all the times. And okay, I have the last slide. I'll just take 1 minute of your time. So actually, next upcoming meetups can focus on simulations on IoT, and we'll focus on IoT, ML in IoT applications, and we will see very use case specific by doing some demos and doing some simulations. So we can do a lot of automations using mobile. We have a service called as IFTT and Integromat. We'll talk about that whenever we get time. And a very special thank you for all who have attended this session, and hope that this session is knowledge sharing to you and you start your research in Internet of Things. And you can also always connect to me on LinkedIn, which is provided in the description. And I'm always open to discuss things with respect to ML and Internet of Things. So thank you. Satish will be taking over right now.
Yeah, thank you, Rajshekhar, for the introduction series of IoT and ML. So this is not the end one. This is the beginning. So we will be having more sessions. How we can because one of the user is asking, so they need to show the code. So we will have some more sessions or video recordings where we can exactly use the ML, the applications of ML at the edge computing or at cloud computing. So if I show something, so which